Growing old is something many of us dream about, but not just old in years, old in health, in joy, and in wisdom. Around the world, there are men and women who have lived far beyond 100 years, some even reaching 115 or more. They are called supercentenarians, and they often surprise doctors and scientists with their strength, clarity, and even sense of humor at such an advanced age. When asked about their secrets, they rarely give complicated answers. Instead, they speak with simplicity, with lessons that can inspire all of us, especially those of us in our senior years. In this episode, I want to share with you the fascinating stories and practical advice from some of the longest living people on Earth. Their words may help you, encourage you, and perhaps even add years of health and happiness to your life. Let's begin with the story of Ethel Caterham from England. At more than 115 years old, she became recognized as one of the oldest living people in the world. When people asked her what the secret was, her answer wasn't about medicine, vitamins, or exercise routines. She said simply, "Never argue with anyone. I listen and I do what I like." Think about that for a moment. How much energy do we waste in arguments, in trying to be right, in proving a point? Ethel's wisdom is that peace of mind is worth more than being correct. For seniors listening right now, perhaps this is one of the greatest lessons we can take. Reduce stress by letting go of unnecessary conflicts. Instead of raising our voices, we can raise our smiles. Instead of carrying heavy arguments, we can carry light hearts. Another remarkable example comes from Italy, where Emma Morano lived to the age of 117. She was the last known person born in the 1800s. Her advice was both unusual and fascinating. For nearly her entire adult life, she ate raw eggs every day. At first, 3, then later 2 per day. She started doing this after a doctor recommended it when she was a teenager with anemia. But beyond her diet, there was something deeper in her philosophy. Emma lived most of her later life alone, by choice, after leaving a difficult marriage. She believed her independence gave her peace and strength. She didn't allow unhappiness to control her, and she looked toward the future with hope instead of regret. Her story reminds us that diet can matter, yes, but the emotional environment we create for ourselves is just as important. Whether you live with family, with a partner, or by yourself, the key is to shape your surroundings in a way that brings you peace. From across the ocean in the United States, Bonita Gibson lived well beyond 110 years. She credited much of her long life to a simple diet, especially potatoes. Potatoes may seem ordinary, but to her, they were a constant source of nourishment through the decades. Bonita also shared that she never smoked, never drank alcohol, and always tried to stay cheerful. Scientists can argue endlessly about nutrition and biology, but Bonita's simple formula, good food, no bad habits, and a positive spirit, proved to be more powerful than any complicated health plan. For seniors listening today, Bonita's lesson is clear. Focus on the basics. Eat whole foods, avoid the poisons of smoking and heavy drinking, and keep your spirits high. When we look at these stories together, certain themes appear. Almost all of these supercentenarians talk about keeping life simple, avoiding stress, and focusing on happiness. Many of them maintain a modest diet. They don't follow the latest diet trend, they don't take dozens of supplements, and they don't live with constant anxiety. Instead, they live with balance. They accept life as it is, and they practice gratitude. That may be the most powerful medicine of all. Now, let's imagine how these lessons can apply to you, wherever you are, whatever your age. If you are over 60, 70, or even 80, it's never too late to adopt some of these habits. For example, reducing stress by letting go of old arguments. You may have disagreements in your family, but ask yourself, is the argument worth the years it could steal from your life? If you let go, you may find not only peace but also better health. Science shows that stress raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, and shortens lifespan. On the other hand, calmness, forgiveness, and joy strengthen the body and protect the heart. Another habit is independence. Emma Morano taught us that independence does not mean isolation. It means choosing what is good for your spirit, refusing to live under constant unhappiness. If you enjoy company, surround yourself with loved ones. If you enjoy solitude, allow yourself peace. The key is that your living arrangement should feed your happiness, not drain it. Diet is also an area where seniors can make small but powerful changes. Bonita loved her potatoes and Emma loved her eggs. You may not want to copy them exactly, but their stories remind us that simple, real food can support long life. Instead of processed snacks and sugary drinks, focus on foods from the earth. fruits, vegetables, grains, eggs, beans, and fish. Eating modestly, avoiding extremes, and enjoying meals with gratitude can all support longevity. Let's not forget Ethel's wisdom. Don't waste your time arguing. For seniors, this may be the golden rule. As we age, our time becomes more precious. Why waste it on negative energy? Instead, spend it laughing with grandchildren, sharing meals with friends, or simply enjoying a quiet sunset. Every moment spent in joy adds value to life, even if it does not add years. But joy and peace often do both. They make life longer and better. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I've already lived most of my life. Can these lessons still help me? The answer is yes. Longevity is not only about years, it's about the quality of the years you have. If you adopt these lessons today, you can make tomorrow brighter, lighter, and healthier. You may not live to 115, but you can live with more comfort, more peace, and more happiness. That is something worth striving for at any age. Scientists often search for medical reasons behind longevity, but when you listen to the oldest people themselves, their explanations are rarely scientific. They speak about love, laughter, forgiveness, food, and joy. They speak about letting go of anger and living with gratitude. Isn't it interesting that the human heart often knows more than science? That perhaps the secret to life is not hidden in a laboratory, but in the way we treat each other and ourselves? Let's pause here for a moment. If you're enjoying this conversation, I invite you to support this channel. Please give this video a like. It helps others find it. Share it with friends or family who may also want to hear these beautiful lessons from the world's oldest people. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future episodes made just for you. Your support means a lot, and it allows us to continue creating content that inspires and guides seniors everywhere. Returning to our theme, one thing stands out. Longevity is not just about avoiding death, it's about embracing life. The people who live the longest are often those who live with enthusiasm, who keep learning, who keep enjoying small things. Maybe they tend their gardens. Maybe they cook their favorite meals. Maybe they walk every morning or laugh at the same old jokes. These daily joys keep the spirit alive. For seniors, this is powerful advice. Keep doing what you love, no matter how small it may seem. Consider, too, the power of community. Many centenarians speak about the importance of having people around, whether family, friends, or neighbors. Loneliness can harm the heart, but connection heals it. You don't have to be surrounded by a crowd, but even one or two meaningful relationships can make all the difference. Call a friend, visit a neighbor, or join a community group. Staying connected is as important as staying active. We can also learn from the way these elders accept aging. They don't complain constantly about getting older. Instead, they treat each year as a gift. They know their bodies are slower, their steps are smaller, but they don't let that steal their joy. This mindset is something we can all practice. Instead of fearing aging, embrace it. Each wrinkle tells a story. Each gray hair is a medal of experience. The goal is not to look young forever, but to live fully at every stage. Another lesson is moderation. Too much of anything, whether food, drink, or even work, can shorten life. The oldest people often eat simply and moderately. They don't chase luxury, they don't chase extremes. Balance is their secret. As seniors, we can take this lesson to heart. Eat until you are satisfied, not until you are stuffed. Rest when you are tired, but also keep moving when you can. Balance, not perfection, is the road to longevity. Now let's put all these lessons together. To live long and well, avoid unnecessary arguments. Choose peace over pride. Eat simply and avoid harmful habits like smoking or drinking. Stay cheerful, independent, and grateful. Keep your connections with others strong and do what you love each day. Accept aging as a blessing, not a curse. And most of all, live with joy. These are the voices of people who have lived more than a century. If their advice carried them through 110 or even 115 years, surely it can guide us through the years ahead. As we come to the end of this episode, I want to leave you with a question. What habit will you adopt today to make your life longer and better? Maybe it's eating a healthier meal. Maybe it's forgiving an old friend. Maybe it's putting away your anger and smiling instead. Whatever it is, take one step today. Because one step today can add years tomorrow. And before we close, I'd like to remind you once more. If this message touched you, please click the like button, share this video with someone you love, and subscribe to the channel. Together we can spread wisdom, hope, and joy to seniors everywhere. Thank you for listening. May your days be filled with peace, your years with joy, and your life with meaning. Remember, longevity is not only about how long you live, It's about how well you live. Stay healthy, stay happy, and keep living with gratitude.